Hello and welcome to Maths with Hudon. I still remain your online mathematics tutor, Mr. Okon Hudon. Today, we are going to look at subtraction of mixed numbers with whole numbers. Subtraction of mixed numbers with whole numbers. Okay, as I said before in my previous class, mixed numbers are also known as what? Mixed fractions. Okay, so let's start. How do we subtract mixed numbers from whole numbers and also whole numbers from mixed numbers? That is what we are going to look at in our class today. So let's start. Okay, subtraction of mixed numbers with whole numbers. So let's start with our examples for today. We are going to look at 5 examples. Okay, examples. And our examples goes thus: simplify, simplify the following. Okay, let's simplify the following. Number 1, okay, one whole number, 1 minus 2 and 1 minus 2 whole number, 1/5. Number 2, and number 5. Okay, so these are our 5 examples. Okay, so let's look at how to solve these examples. Let's get this underlined. But before we start solving, I want to analyze these examples. Here, as you can see, we are subtracting mixed numbers from whole number. From number 1, we subtract mixed number from whole number. Okay, the mixed number, they are bigger than whole number. Number 2, we are also subtracting mixed numbers from whole number. The mixed numbers are bigger than whole numbers. Number 3, we are subtracting a whole number from a mixed number. The mixed number bigger than whole number. Number 4, we are subtracting whole number from mixed number. Mixed number bigger than whole number. And lastly, we are subtracting mixed number from whole number. Whole number bigger than what? Mixed number. So let's start. So I'm going to give you two methods. We are going to solve it using 2 methods each, so that you can pick any method of your choice during the course of your work. Okay, so let's start with solution. So what do we have for number 1? We have 1 minus 2 whole number, 1/5. Let's start with method 1. Method. Okay, let's start with the first method, method 1. So how do we go about this? We are going to do it in our normal way. So we have 1 minus, let's change these mixed numbers to what? Improper fraction. So 5 times 2 will give us 10, plus the numerator 1 will give us what? 11. So we have 11 divided by 5. The next thing is that we are going to change every whole number, they have 1 as their what denominator. So we have 1 divided by 1. So what is the LCM of the denominator 1 and 5? So it is also 5. Okay? So how many 1 can go in 5? 5. 5 times 1, 5. Minus, how many 5 can go in 5? 1. 1 times 11, 11. Then we'll come to this side and we'll say 5 take away 11. Impossible. They now say bigger number minus smaller number. That is 11 take away 5. Will give us what? Will give us 6 divided by what? Divided by 5. And at the end of the day, what do we have? We have what? We change this what? We change this improper fraction into what? Into mixed fraction. How many times can 5 go in 6? 1. So 1. Remember what? 1 over 5. So that is our answer. So let's put our answer here. We are still coming back to cross-check and to compare the answer we got here with the second method. Okay? So let's circle this. We are coming back to that later. So we got minus 1 whole number, 1 over 5. Let's move to the second method, method 2. On how to solve the same question. Okay, so to solve this, we have this. Now, we are going to rewrite this 1 whole number this way. We are going to write it like 1 whole number 0 over 5, because the denominator for the other mixed fraction is 5. Okay, so we want to give this whole number, a fraction of its own. Then minus 2 whole number 1 over what? 1 over 5. Okay, so the next thing is that we are going to subtract the whole part from the whole parts, and we'll subtract mixed the fraction from fraction. So that will give us whole number here is what? 1 minus whole number here is what? 2 plus, you open a bracket. What is the mixed number? I mean the fraction here, 0 over 5. 0 over 5 minus, because we are using minus here, minus 1 over what? Over 5. Okay? So the next thing is that we now say, okay, 1 minus 2 will give us what? Minus 1. That is, 1 take away 2 is minus 1. Plus, what is the LCM of 5 and 5? 5. How many 5 can go in 5? 1. 1 times 0, 0. Minus, how many 5 can go in 5? 1. 1 times 1, 1. You close that bracket. So from here we have minus 1 plus the numerator. 0 minus 1 will give us what? Minus 1 over 5. So from here we have minus 1. What is plus times minus? Plus times minus is what? Minus. Then 1 over what? 5. So from here we now have what? We have the 5 here, multiply minus 1. We have minus 5. So we have minus 5 minus 1 over 5. Okay, so from there we now finish it up. Let's finish it up from here. So what is minus 1 minus 5? I mean minus 5 minus 1 will give us what? Will give us minus 6. Okay, divided by what? Divided by 5. We can't leave our answer like this. We change this number to a mixed fraction. That will give us minus. How many 5 can go in 6? 1. So we have 1 whole number, 1 over 5. You can see that we got the same answer with what we have here. Okay, exactly the same answer. So you can pick any of the methods in the exam or in your schoolwork, and that is our method 2. Okay, that's our method 2. Let's move straight to the second example, example 2, method 1. So what do we have here for the example 2? Method 1. 6 minus 8 whole number 3 over 4. Okay, so we have 6 whole number minus, now 4 times 8 will give us 32. 32 plus 3 will give us what? 35. So we have 35 divided by 4. Then this is 6 over 1. Okay? Now what is the LCM of what? Of 1 and 4. The denominator 1 and 4 is 4. We have 4. Then how many times can 1 go in 4? 4. 4 times 6 will give us what? Will give us 24. So 24, take away. How many 4 in 4? 4 in 4 is 1. 1 times 35 is 35. Okay? Then we'll come here and say, okay, we're going to subtract the what? The numerator. So we have 24 take away 35. Okay? That's impossible. You cannot remove a bigger number from a smaller number to give you negative answer. So minus, then 35 take away 24 will give us 11. So we have 11 over what? Over 4. From here, we change our answer to a mixed number or mixed fraction. Okay? So we have minus. How many 4 can go in 11? 4. That's 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? So remember what? Remember 3. So we have 3 over what? Our denominator 4. So our answer here is what? Minus 2 whole number 3 over 4. Minus 2 whole number 3 over 4. So we circle the answer and come back to compare with what we are going to get in method 2. So let's quickly move to our second method. Okay? How do we use second method to solve this kind of problem? So let's move to second method, method 2. Now, to use method 2 in solving this, okay, so all we need to do is that we have 6 whole number. Of course, this is 0 over 4. Because the denominator for this one is what? For the second part is 0. So we also give the denominator for the first part to be also what? To be 4. Okay? So 4 and 4, the same denominator. Minus 8 whole number, 3 over 4. So the next thing for us to subtract the whole part from whole part, fractional part from fractional part. So we have the whole part here is 6. 6 minus 8 plus then the fractional parts. So what are the fractional parts? So we have 0 over 4 minus 3 over 4, okay? 3 over 4. So from there, 6 take away 8. What is 6 take away 8? Will give us minus 2. So we have minus 2 plus the ones in the bracket. What is the LCM of 4 and 4? 4. How many 4 can go in 4? 1. 1 times 0, 0. Minus 4 in 4. Okay? 1. 1 times 3 is 3. We close the bracket. Then we have minus 2 plus. What is 0 take away 3? 0 take away 3 is minus 3. Divided by what? 4. So we have minus 2. What is plus times minus? Plus times minus is what? Is minus. Then 3 over 4. Then from here, we have 4 times minus 2. 4 times minus 2 will give us what? Minus 8. Minus the numerator here, everything divided by 4. So at the end of the day, minus 8 minus 3 will give us what? Will give us what? Will give us, can we use it here? Okay, let's move to the next page. Let's come to this side because of space to finish it up. So that will give us what? So minus 3 minus 8 minus 3 will give us what? Minus 11. So we have minus 11 divided by what? Our denominator. Okay? So we change this number to what? A mixed fraction. Okay? And that will give us what? Minus. How many times can 4 go in 11? 2. So 2 number. Remember what? 3 over 4. You can see we got the same answer with what we got earlier on. The same answer. Okay? Now let's move to our next example. Example, this of course this is method 2 for that question. Let's move to example 3. Example 3, method 1. Okay? Example 3, method 1. So what do we have there? We have 4 whole number, 1 over 2 minus 2. Okay? Now how do we solve this? We change this what? Of course, method 1, we change this mixed fraction into what? Improper fraction. So 2 times 4 is 8. Plus the numerator 1, 9. So we have 9 over what? Let me write it very well. 2 times 4, 8 plus 1, 9. So we have 9 over 2 minus 2 over 1. What is the LCM of 2 and 1? 2. Okay? 2 into 1, 1 times 9, 9. Minus, how many 1 can go in 2? 2. 2 times 2, 4. So 9 take away 4 will give us 5. Divide by what? Our denominator 2. So how many 2 can go in 5? 2. 2 number, remember what? 1 over 2. So that's the answer for method 1. So we'll put the answer here, 2 number, 1 over 2, as we make reference to it later, okay? And that is our method 1 for that question. Let's move to our second method, method 2. Method 2 for that question, the same question. So for second method, here we have the whole part. We subtract the whole part. Then fractional part, subtracting fractional parts. So here we have, we're going to rewrite this like 4 whole number, 1 over 2 minus 2 whole number, 0 over the same denominator for this, over what? Over 2. Because 0 over 2 is what? Is 0. Okay? But nonetheless, let's remove this for now. Okay? Let's remove that. Now, let's remove let's subtract whole part from what? From whole part. That will be 4 minus the whole part here plus the fractional part, half. Okay? Now, what is 4 minus 2? 4 take away 2 is what? Will give us 2 plus what? 1 over 2. If you merge these two together, you're going to get what? 2 whole number, 1 over 2. Okay? You can see we got the same answer with the what? With the other one. Okay? Now let's move to example 4 quickly. Example 4, method 1. Example 4, method 1. Okay? What's example 4? 5 whole number, 2 over 5 minus 3. Okay? So using the first method, 5 times 5 is 25. 25 plus 2, 20 what? 27 over 5. Okay? Minus 3 whole number, 3 over 1. So what are the LCM of the denominators? 5 and 1, 5. 5 and 1, you get 5, okay? How many 5 in 5? 1. 1 times 27 will give us what? 27. Minus 1 in 5, 5. 5 times 3, 15. So the next thing is to subtract the numerator from each other. So 27 take away 15 will give us what? Will give us 12, okay? Will give us 12 over 5. So how many 5 can go in 12? 5 in 12 is what? Is 2. 2 number, 2 over what? Let's come to the old one here. So 2 number, 2 over 5, okay? So 5 in 12, 2, remember 2. Divide by what? Our denominator. So let's put our answer here. That's 2 number, 2 over 5. As we come back to make reference with it later, okay? Alright? Now let's move to the second method for this. Method 2. Alright, so for method 2, we are going to subtract the whole part from the whole part. And we'll subtract fractional part from fractional parts. Okay? So what is the whole part here? 5. 5 take away 3 plus the fractional parts as 2 over what? Over 5. Minus what? Nothing. Okay? So what is 5 take away 3? 5 take away 3 will give us what? 2. 2 whole number plus what? 2 over 5. If you match these two together, you are going to get 2 whole number 2 over what? Over 5. Okay, as you can see, we got the same answer with what we got earlier on. And that is what? Perfectly correct. Then let's move to the last example, example 5, method 1. Example 5, method 1, okay? So what do we have there? We have example 5. 7 whole number minus 2 1/3. Okay? 2 whole number 1 over 3. So here we have 7 minus. We are going to change this mixed fraction to what? Improper fraction. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1, 7 over 3. Okay? So we have, what the LCM of 1 and 3 is what? Is 3. Okay? So 1 in 3, 3. 3 times 7, 21. Minus 1. How many 1? 3 in 3 is what? 1. 1 times 7 is what? Is 7. So we subtract the numerators from what? From each other. So 21 minus 7 will give us what? Will give us 14. So we have 14 divided by what? Our numerator 3. Okay? Okay? Now, if you do that, you get what? You will get, okay, let's come to this side. 14 over 3. Okay, yes, correct. All right. Now, how many 3 can go in 14? Remember, 3 times 4 is 12. So we have 4 number, 12. Remember what? 2. 2 over 3. Okay, that's our answer for method 1. Method 1. That's our, so we'll come here and put our answer in a corner. We have 4 whole number 2 over 3. As we make reference to it later. Okay, that is our method 1 answer. Then let's move to method 2. In method 2, we are going to be subtracting what? Fractional parts. From fractional parts, we subtract whole parts from whole parts. Okay, so from here, what is our whole part here? 7. Take away what? Take away 2. Okay, plus, of course, there's nothing here. We have open bracket 0. Take away what? 1 over 3. Because 7 has no fractional part. That's why I'm putting 0 here. Okay. This 7 is whole number. It has no fractional parts. I can say 0 over 3. And 0 over 3 which also give us 0. Okay? Alright, let's continue. So 7 take away 2 will give us 5. Plus, now if you work this out, this is over 3. Okay? And 0 over 3 is 0. Okay? Is 0. And 0 minus 1 over 3 will give me minus 1 over 3. So the next thing is that we'll come to this side and we'll write 5 whole number. Plus times minus is what? Minus 1 over 3. Okay? Then we'll come to this side and say, okay, this is 5 over 1 minus 1 over 3. What is the LCM? The LCM of 1 and 3 is 3. So how many 1 in 3? 3. 3 times 5, 15. Minus, how many 3 in 3? 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? Then we'll come here and wrap it up and finish it up from here. So we have 15 minus 1 will give us what? Will give us 14 divided by 3. Okay, and 14 divided by 3. How many 4 can go in, how many 3 can go in 14? Okay, 4 times 3 is 12. So we have a full number. Okay, 2 over what? 2 over 3. We get this. 3 in 14 is 4. Remember 2 over what? Our denominator. We got the same thing with what we got here. Okay, that is our last example. Okay, now before we go, I want to give you assignments. So take your assignments. So your assignment is that you are going to simplify the following fraction. When you are asked to simplify, it means you make it simple. Okay, you reduce them to their lowest terms. Okay, that's the meaning of simplify. Okay, you reduce them to their lowest terms. So simplify the following. Number 1. Number 1, we have this. Number 2, we have this. Okay. Number 3, let's have this. Okay. Number 4, let's have this. Okay. Number 5, let's have this. And lastly, number 6, let's have this. Okay, so these are your assignments for today. You are going to solve these assignments, submit your work to your school teachers for appropriate marking and correction, and then you see your errors if there's any. I believe there won't be any error because they are so simple, easy to understand, easy to solve. Okay, now I want you to like this video, drop your comments in the comment section, share this video to all your friends and family members all over the world, and most importantly, click on the subscribe button under this video, that red subscribe button. Click on it. Okay, that will encourage us to do more educative videos for you. Remember, the only way to become a mathematician and a mathematics guru, okay, is by constant practice. You keep on practicing every day, and by so doing, you get better. Until I come your way again next time, I still remain your online mathematics tutor, Mr. Okun Udom. And I'm saying to you, remain mathematically sound. See you in my next class. Bye for now.